first met you far and wide, how could I forget your bright eyes when you told me your name? And tell me your favorite number was this spell I'm under staring at the most beautiful girl. I wouldn't wanna figure this out with anyone else but you. And I know you're lonely, but this song will have to do. I searched for my whole life for love so true. Despite the distance, I'm right here with you. And long talks and awkward silence, late nights walking through the garden, running with your hand in mine. And sunset upon our faces, heartbeats were changing paces when you said you'd be mine. I wouldn't wanna figure this out with anyone else but you. I know you're lonely, but this song will have to do. I searched for my whole life for love so true. Despite the distance, I'm right here with you. Despite the distance, I'm right here with you.
하차입니다.
와, 폭포가 있는 것 같아. 너무 긴장감이 없이 오는 거 아니야? 나무다리 자루 조심해. 물 빠졌잖아. 지금 빠졌잖아. 폭포에 빠지잖아. 아니 지금 폭포 나무다리 빠졌어.
무섭게 돼?
엄청 상어를 막 뚫고 나가는데.
제가 공에 걸려다녔어.
When the winter is bitter and cold, and the spring is yet to unfold, may your heart be strong and your love remain. Summer sun is beating the ground, autumn's breeze nowhere to be found. May your heart be strong and your love remain. May your love remain. May your love remain.
feroz. La primavera no sabe de vos, que tu corazón y tu alma permanezcan. Con su color le pegó el sol al suelo oscuro que nada me dio. Que tu corazón y tu amor se quede aquí, que se quede aquí y permanezca en mí. Que tu corazón y tu amor se dejen ver.
Through all the seasons and through all the change, through all the pleasures and through all the pain, may your heart be strong and your love remain. May your love remain. May your love remain. May your heart be strong and your love remain. May your love remain. May your love remain. May your heart be strong and your love remain.
하는 손자리 안 되셔서.
수영역입니다. 다음은 entrance fee to the lower part of the deck is made of glass that it gives you. Ladies and gentlemen, the train is in operation.
Perhaps one day I'll hit the lotto, then my bills would all be paid. Money no longer would be a bother. My life would never be the same. We could travel all around this world, fly first class every day.
승객 여러분, 지금 지나는
But if I never hit the lotto, you still love me anyway. Perhaps one day I'll reach the big time. The whole world would know my name. Well, every other magazine cover would use me for their campaign. We would be the hardest couple around, from New York to LA. But if I never reach the big time, would you still love me anyway? Perhaps one day I'll have the answers for every question that's ever been. Most brilliant minds of our time will call me colleague and friend. We would never have any problems at all. Well, I'd solve them each right away. But if I never have the answers, you still love me anyway. Oh, if I never hit the lotto or reach the big time one day, oh, if I never have the answers, would you still love me? Would you still love me anyway?
시간을 잘 맞추네.
바다 색깔 너무 예뻐.
North side of the television are connected. If you take a close look, you can also see famous Korean female divers. This attraction comes from Jeju.
목포가라 베이징 20분 18, 13. 저기 있다, 전망대. 전망대 너무 이쁘다.
아,これ全部走る感じですよ。
Dancing is the one you learned. 갈대와 기억들이 지금은 Ladies and gentlemen, we are arriving in Suncheon Station soon. 오늘도
블루라인 파크 해운대 해변 열차를 이용해 주시면
The October rain, and the window pane is falling slow. And the joy that once held all my love is now below. And the dreams I dreamt on a brighter day don't shine like they used to. 'Cause when I came, blew my cares away, I still need you. And I think about the future, and I get anxious of all the things that I can't be sure of, that I can't control it. Every little thing between. If I lost you, I'd
하늘이가 날아갔어.
in the city streets, there are those I meet on a journey. To be someone, to be spoken of, wrote down history. But when the striving saves the soul away, in all security, to say that there's a better way to chase your dream. 'Cause I think about the future, and I get anxious of all the things that I can't be sure of, and I can't control, and every little thing between. If I lost you, I'd lose everything.
This song is
As we think about the future, we get anxious of all these things. We can't be sure of, no one can control it. All these stupid
The train is
things.
in operation between Hill. This stop is Midpo.
Don't lose yourself in everything.
이건 뭐 있어?
배꼽기 뭐
와, 맛있게 생겼다.
이거 긴급이야 긴급.
쫀득쫀득해. 진짜 생각보다 엄청 맵지. 근데 맵다. 매운데? 매워. 매콤한.
얼굴 하루가 딱 나오네.
본인에게 맞는 교통카드를 사용해 주시기 바랍니다.
La tengo adentro y no tiene salida. Oh.